I've had requests for people wanting to see our setup, the fifth wheel, the solar power, blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's jump right into it, and without looking at me anymore, and I'll start with Agnes. Agnes is a 2009 Coachman Chaparral Light. It weighs just over 8,000 pounds empty. It's able to hold it. I think it holds 40 gallons of fresh water. We have two 30-gallon gray water tanks and a 30-gallon black water tank. And Agnes has been a pain in the rear since we got her. Stuff breaking. I mean, it's a 2009 model. Okay, anyway, all right, moving on. Here's our solar setup. The two back panels are 250 watts. They're at 24 volts. The two front ones are 100 watts. They're 12 volts that I have hooked up to get 24 volts. So we got a total of 700 watts right now. My goal is to get at least 1,000 watts, and that should cover just about everything we need. Okay, also we have to help charge the house batteries, and I'll explain the house batteries from the other solar batteries. The house batteries are two 12 volts. Okay, that helps us run the refrigerator, the lights, able to move the landing gear. Use the landing gear when we unhook and hook up on the truck, because I cut the inverter off. And the wind turbine right here. It's a 300 watt 12 volt wind turbine, which in Colorado doesn't work all that great. So, but when you're, say, in the desert or somewhere like that, it works fantastic, guys. I've seen it where it looked like it's fixing to pull the pole out of the mountain and take off and launch into space, like an airplane. The wind got up so high in Arizona. The good thing about this turbine is it has a low startup speed, so it starts making power as soon as it reaches 6 miles an hour. And the faster the wind goes, of course, the more the power it'll produce, up to 300 watts. So that's our solar and wind setup. And here's my battery bank. This is what I have, 4 12 volts hooked in to make 24 volts. So I'm looking right at, I think I got almost 600 amp hours, which is good enough for the RV. Well, back at my house in Georgia when it was off grid, this wasn't even done nothing. It wouldn't last long at all. But the inverter is a 3,500 watt continuous 24 volt inverter with a surge up to 7,000 watts. So like you kick on the air conditioner and it draws a lot of power to get going, this will handle it. I'm able to run the microwave, our coffee maker, the TV, our ice maker, vacuum cleaner. In fact, I can even run the microwave and the coffee pot at the same time with this inverter. It's been absolutely fantastic. And it is able to be hardwired into the breaker panel. Now, how I'm going to do that, if you look at the inverter, it's got a place, for regular household wiring to come off, which is 120 volts, 122, somewhere right in there. And I'm going to get a transfer switch, take the inverter and wire it into the transfer switch, and then from the transfer switch, go into the breaker panel. And that way I can take the converter also and wire into the transfer switch. And what that's going to allow me to do, when the inverter's on, the illuminated converter won't fight the inverter, and vice versa. When we plug in the shore power, it cuts off the power to the inverter. Of course, you don't need an inverter anyway, but still, that allows it does it automatically instead of me having to run extension cords from the inverter all over the place like I'm having to do right now. But that's another future upgrade. I hope I haven't bored you to death yet. But moving on, here's our summer kitchen, or outdoor kitchen as I call it. Consists of a little portable gas grill, small, lightweight, not too heavy, and of course our Coleman type 2-burner stove, because Laurie and I like to cook outside a lot, and this allows us to do it. And I got the adapter kit so I can hook it up to one of these small 10-pound propane bottles and don't have to use any little greenies that don't last long at all. So that's one way that we cook outside. I also have a cast iron grill, charcoal grill, that right now the only way you can use it up here is have it in the fire pit, and I don't want to walk way out there to the fire pit just to cook something. So that's why we got the gas grill. Besides, it's quick sometimes. Now, we was talking about solar. We're going to backtrack this a little bit. This is the little thing, the charge controller that helps keep the batteries maintained. It's a 40 amp MPPT charge controller. Works very well. It's behind the television, so please excuse the lighting inside the house. Laurie's asleep right now too, so that's why I'm outside and trying to let her get some rest because she had a rough day yesterday with migraines. But anyway, that's the MPP charge controller that handles the 700 watts. It's capable of this little over 1,000. So if I add any more solar, I can get another charge controller and have it on two separate charge controllers or more than that. As we expand. Oh yeah, when's the last time you actually had to use a landline? This is the way we communicate. If we have to call the sheriff or call our managers, we pick up a landline and you have to remember the numbers. Some of you probably remember those good old days. I do. But yeah, it works. So, and also here, if you look up here, is some of our little stuff that we collected, magnets of some of the states we've been through, and also my Route 66 collection. And so there you go. And I hope you enjoyed it. That's a rundown. Oh yeah, I cannot forget Laurie's favorite thing. This saves us a lot of money right here. Our little washing machine. Great. These things don't weigh much. One size to wash and one size to spin, and buddy does it spin. It almost gets the clothes dry, so it doesn't take them long to dry, especially up here in Colorado where there's no humidity. Clothes dry really fast. And also our little teepee tent that we use to keep the toilet paper, our water bottles, and other stuff we don't want nobody to see goes inside the tent. So there you go. That's a rundown of our setup. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching, and have a great day. Stay safe. God bless. Peace.